Yeah, I got the option of being host. Yes, the recording has been started. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sindram Bagadi, and welcome to the demonstration of data science. Okay, before we could start with the demo part, I would like to hear it from your side that if I'm audible to each and every participant will be right, so that we don't miss out on this important session of data science. So it would be an honor if you guys unmute yourself and give me, no, you can tell me that if I'm audible or not. Hmm. Yes, dear students, like we have few of the participants I can see on the screen. Like Suma, Ranjana Singh, Rama, Mohan, uh, Kimthali, few of the names. Okay. Great. Am I audible? Yes or no? So can you see on my screen? Okay, someone has written in the chat, yes, audible voice is going. Okay. Now check. I try to switch my network. All right. So let's see what we are here for the data science purpose, right? You everyone has joined through different mediums or channels. You try to reach over here for an idea like what exactly data science is. Okay. So first I need to explain you in a very simple terms. If you can see from the name, it's a combination of two different words. This is not a one single word. We are talking about data science. It's not a word called an engineering or a software. It's a combination of two different words, which has a two different meaning. One is data and another is science. When we talk about the data, what exactly data is? Right? It's a detail, it's a record of a particular entity. Now you might think like, what is an entity? Entity means like we talk about the records of humans. Now, suppose you're a student studying in the college or at university. So what are the details that you provide to the college? Right? That can be your name, it can be your phone number, that can be your email ID, your 10th score, your 12th standard marks, and any of the admission process examination that we have given that is for the centralized examination test, right? So those are the few details that you provide to the college. And the college, the university, or whoever is taking this data, or we can call as the records, they store at a particular, right, at a particular record or a particular thing. That thing, right, we call as a data, right? And where that been stored is like a warehouse, right? Wherever it's been stored, like if you go to shopping mall, you buy some of the goods. So it's not that all the goods, all the necessity things that you buy or pick up from the mall is all available in the mall itself, right? Some things are being kept in a spare behind the mall or somewhere, and that is what called as a warehouse. So, right, what warehouses? It consists of all the things that are being sold in the market or that has been sold in the shopping mall. So, in the similar fashion or in similar way, what is data? Data is collection of the records that has been stored. It's a repository which has been stored. It's a collection of the details. Now we come into the second one called as science. Now, what science is that we all know? We studied during the school time as well. So science is nothing all about doing an experiments, right? This is what data science means. What we have a record, we have a data, right, that we receive it from the different repositories, maybe from Excel. Now you might ask you from where we can get a data. You might have heard your here. That means at least you might have something. You might have an idea where you might have heard the word for the data science. So I'll try to make it very much simple. I break down that thing so to very feasible and feasible for you to understand, right? Because that is the ultimate goal. You are here because you want to understand what exactly data science does. We are trying to do a certain experiment on the data that we are going to get. Now, suppose if I got a data of an employee, I am trying to figure out like, if the employees of my company, right, my if the employees of my company are leaving my employee, so definitely it is not a good, no, it's not a good thing that if the employees are leaving my company. So I would think about why my employees are leaving. Instead of thinking about the productivity part, that how do I grow my productivity in the company or how do I bring a new software to the market, I would be stuck in that question that why my people, why the employees working in the company are leaving, right? So that is what the thing is. Data science is nothing but you're trying to do an experiment on your data to get a certain output. It's an engineering that you try to do on the data to have an outcome. Right? When we go into the science lab, what we do, we have those ingredients, whatever the things are there. What we try is that we try to mix that H2SO4 into some water, or we try in some kind of an experiments. And from that experiments, we try to invent something. We try to discover something. Just like Thomas Alva Edison did. He tried to do an experiment that how can electricity be invented? And after multiple attempts, after that is what being said since ages, he tried 10,000 times before he invented electric bulb. That means what his experiment was 10,000 times in a different ways to figure out that how can the electricity invented. That is what data science is. So data science is nothing but you're trying to do an experiment and you're trying to do an engineering on the data to find out how can human life be easy and convenient. Now, if you look at the 20 years ago, 30 years ago, in 2000 or before 2000, in late 90s, you might see that there was a system called a computer that was emerging. There was a internet that was emerging, right? And now look at 2024. The scenario is different. How did these things grow? This all things grew because of the science and the innovation that engineers have put it to grow those things. Okay, now I hope what is the term called as science, data science is clear. Okay, welcome once again. And my name is Sundram Bagadi, and I'm from India, and I'm a machine learning engineer. Right now, I'm working with an Intel association in India in collaboration with IBM. Also, I'm working as a consultant in IBM and Barclays. So this is just an introduction about me. I have an experience of a decade in the machine learning. So definitely, I would like to train you guys and make you a candidate who is ready for the world who can be a data engineer or data scientist. Okay, great. I hope you have got an idea what about the data engineering is and also an introduction about me that who I am and who what I am. Okay, so but let's make an interactive session. Let's not make it monotonous. Let's not make it one-sided. I would like the participant, it's a request, it's a humble request that if you guys can participate and just unmute, even if you can just say yes, no, or you can make the best use of the chat option by texting yes or no. So I would be understanding because see, we are connected through the medium of internet and a platform called Zoom. So in person, the things are different. We try to understand the body language. The non-verbal communication comes into the play. When you nod your head, you shake your shoulders. But here, we are connected with the platform under the Zoom. We don't know that who's sitting behind the screen. Please, I would like, it's a request once again, if you guys can unmute at a point and just try to say yes, no, type on the text so that I'm able to understand whatever has been delivered to you is understandable. Okay, it's like a win-win situation. Got it? Clear? Am I clear? You guys, to all the participants over here? Okay. Now let's move on. Let's see what exactly the data science is. Okay. Okay, let's hold on. I will share my screen. Once again, I don't know it got frozen. Right. So data science is the process. You can see what is the definition of the data science. So data science is nothing but it's a process of using their data to find solutions to predict outcomes from for a problem statement. It's the same definition which I tried to explain you since past 5 minutes. That what is data science? So data science is nothing but it's a process of using the data. Right? Data is nothing but it's a collection of a record. Whatever you try to give it to a certain organization, and what it does is that it tries to predict something. It tries to do an analysis, and on the analysis and the prediction, you get a solution. That is what an outcome for that problem statement. Okay, now moving about ahead, like explanation, you can see something on the screen something I have prepared a visualization because you need to understand the brain mechanism before you develop some machines. You yourself need to understand how do I perform, right? If you're having an analysis on yourself, if you're having a prediction and assumption, how do I perform? Then and then when you'll be a good hard-coded coder to work in an organization like Intel, IBM, Microsoft, Google. You mentioned them, and I have worked in a few of them. Okay, coming to this explanation part, data science can be defined as a blend. Blend means a mixture of mathematics, business acumen, and tools, algorithm, and machine learning techniques. Now, here, what the thing you need to highlight is a machine learning technique. So what machine learning technique is that? It's a predefined algorithm. The algorithms have already been developed and uh, built up by the research scientists or the previous or people. What we just need to do is that those techniques, no, those techniques are all available. To make it understand the real world is like, what I do is that every day I come home and I eat the meal in my dinner. Yeah, I try to understand. What I do is that every night, when I come home, right, I get fresh, etc. When it's dinner time, what I do is that I eat meal at my home. One day, what happens? One day, what happens? I'm late to come back to house. Okay, and what happened is that I told that not to prepare the food of mine because I'm going to be late. So my family members do not prepare the meal. But I thought that they won't take me seriously and they would prepare my part of the meal. So when I came back home, maybe late night, I saw that the meal was not prepared because I had given the instruction. Now what I do is that on that particular day, I try to order something online, maybe Uber Eats. And what happened is that, or maybe I go to McDonald's or Domino's. So what happened is that when I go there, the food is instantly available, right? I pay, and within next few minutes, the food is available and I eat them. What I'm exactly doing is that every day I prepare my meal, right? And whatever they prepare, the family members of my house, they prepare the meal, and then I eat. Now, what I have done on this day is that I went outside to a food joint and I bought that meal and I ate it. What I'm trying to tell you is that sometimes like machine learning techniques are like a food joints which are available in the market, which are available in the companies. The companies have spent a huge money to go get those techniques and algorithms. What you need to do is that you just need to eat them according to your convenience. That means what you just need to use those tools and techniques into that software. Because see, nowadays, if a company, suppose it's a company called an HP, now the things are going very fast, right? They're just going with a pace of a bullet train. If the company thinks, okay, I want to build something from the scratch and it will take a year or two, it definitely takes time. It's not an overnight thing. That is why they say Rome was not built in a day. It's not an overnight thing. It takes time. Slowly, and gradually the things go. If HP decides to reinvent some kind of a computer right into the market, which does its work on its own, right? A supercomputer which does the work on its own. So if you tell like, okay, HP, do this work, and HP does every single thing of your house, so it will definitely take time. It will take time, right? Maybe a year or two. Meanwhile, what others will do is that maybe Accenture or maybe Apple or Microsoft will come and to know about this idea. And what these people will do is that they will use the tools and techniques that are available with them, and they'll ask those smart brains, right? Brainy heads working in their company. Okay, these are the tools and techniques that are available. What you do is that you assemble them and just bring that product into the market. Now, within the 6 months, that product will be in the market. In the next 6 months, that product will be sold, and the next version or maybe next phase of production will be in the line. And these people, as HP, will be building in the scratch. And we don't know because if we are building from the scratch, we build a prototype first, right? We try to have an idea of what advantage and disadvantage, and then we bring it to the market. It's not quickly that you just build a prototype and you bring it to the market. It takes time. That is what, as I said, it's like a burger or it's like a pizza which is available when you're hungry. Sometimes you can just skip your meals and you just go to the food joint and you buy that thing. So it's like the same thing that you're going to do. Machine learning is nothing but all the tools and techniques are available. And what you need to do is that you just need to implement your logic that how can I build some software and application that are no robust and are quickly built. Okay, so all of which help us finding out the hidden insights or patterns from raw data, which can be major use in the formation of this business decision. That is what I said. Right? So you don't have to spend on the time on preparation of the meals. Like meal preparation might take like 1 hour. But if you go to for this food joints like McDonald's or Domino's or KFC, you just pay and within 10 minutes they're ready, right? It does the same thing. That is the thing that sometimes that is like when you're hired, so you need to work in a smarter way. Those algorithms are already there. So now you might ask you like, what kind of algorithm? That is what you need to learn. You need to join this course to know that how do I implement a this algorithm? How do I implement those rules? That is what you're going to learn about. Right? Unless until you don't enroll into the course, you don't opt for the course, you don't start learning from the basics. We are not directly going to the data science. We're going to do it baby steps, right? When you want to walk, what you do is that when you're born, you start after a few months, you start crawling. After crawling, you try to hold the fingers of someone and try to walk. Then you walk on your own, then you take a walk, then you try to sprint. This is a step by step, and if you look at it, it takes few months and years to reach yourself to walk quickly and take a sprint. Right? It's the same case, but before that, you need to know how to crawl on the floor. That is what how you need to know how do you start coming into the sector called the data science. Okay, now the biggest question arises in everyone's mind, sir, what is the applications nowadays that are on in the base of the data science? Everyone who comes and they say, sir, what is data science? What is the application? Every application now is a data science. I'll just show you on the screen and then I will show you. Now, I just want to know from your side, for the crowd, have you ever been to a website called as an Amazon? Have you guys ever been to a website called as an Amazon? Right, it's a world famous e-commerce website. Who doesn't go and who has not made a visit over there? But still, I would like to know from the audience and the crowd, have you guys ever been to an e-commerce website called Amazon? I guess, I hope I'm audible to everyone. Yes or no? Guys, am I audible?
Guys, please respond.
Yeah,
Amazon,
please.
yes, number of times, lot of
Yeah,
times.
thank you, Ms. Radhika. Thank you for responding. But what about the rest? I guess everyone is here to clear that out. Some listeners who don't speak up.
Maybe the rest of websites, it's not audible clearly. I did not understand which websites are there.
No, I said, have you been to Amazon? Amazon. I said, have you been to Amazon? That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Okay, apart from Radhika, so Radhika has answered. That means we can understand. What about the rest, guys? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, see, that is now you're trying to interact. Great. Okay, it takes time. This is what you're also like a machine learning, right? It takes time to take an input, try to understand, and then give an output. This is like a machine learning. Okay, great. Okay, now if you talk about the e-commerce website, now what happened is that a few days ago, uh, I'm not a person who visits Amazon only on the sales. Uh, I went to Amazon, but I'll show you practical better. I'll show with another example. Just explain. So what happened is that a few days ago, I wanted to buy uh, headsets, good headsets. Now I prepared a design in my mind. I understood. Okay, I told to myself that okay, this is the brand I want to buy. Maybe I said I want to buy a headphones of Bose, right? Everyone knows it's a good headset. And then I tried to find out what are the prices of the Bose. Okay. And then I understood, okay, this is the range. Then third thing I went to like, what are the types in the headsets that I can use? Like maybe wired ones, wireless ones. I understood, okay, these are my criteria. I need to buy a headset of Bose. This is the range and this is what the type is. I want to buy a wireless one, Bluetooth one. Now what happened is that now if suppose if I'm trying to buy headphones of maybe Skull Candy or maybe another company, every time. And if my range, if this cost around like 20,000 or 30,000, and I'm trying to search something which is of 10,000 every time. Now, when I come and search this Bose application without searching anything, right? Now I did a search criteria. Now what happens is that now when I try to come to Amazon once again, how does Amazon come to know when I type headset that these are the headset that has to be shown to this customer? How come? See, Amazon is the world's largest e-commerce website, right? It's not that they have hired every a separate engineer or solution engineer for all the customer, right? The database is huge, right? That database has made him the world's richest person. If I was running this database, then I would not be here. Okay, but great. So how do you this understand? It's not about digital marketing. Like digital marketing is a different thing. People say it's digital marketing. No, it's like an artificial intelligence. This is what machine learning has been built. Some of the criteria, this is what the features are. Some of the criteria, when you type something, that key, that message gets stored into database. Right. Every time you search something. When then what happens is that when you come back and if you try to type headset, now this machine has already been trained because of your input. Because every time when I try to insert headset, range 5,000, 10,000, or maybe Skull Candy or maybe JBL, now this algorithm has understood this guy will not search anything apart from the range of 5,000 to 10,000 and anything apart from JBL and Skull Candy. So you ever try to search, you'll not get any other app, other headsets if you're trying to search every time within this range and this company. Because now this machine has understood that this guy will just try to buy this product. To try to show him different variations of this headsets of this company and try to show him with the different price range that this price range is offered by this shop, this price is offered by this shop, because this is what the product he's interested in. If my budget is like 20,000 and if the budget has been shown like of earphones, which is like maybe around 30,000, I will never buy. I will never buy. Why? Because that first thing is that I'm not interested in buying that AirPods. Second thing, that is not in my budget. So if my machine, if my Amazon, my account keeps on showing me this unwanted, irrelevant data, which I'm never interested in, what happens is that humans are impatient by nature. What I'll do is that I would say this is a very stupid side. It works. I don't know how it works. And who this stupid engineer is behind this application engineering that he has built such a stupid that he doesn't even know this application, doesn't know what I'm interested in. And this is all built upon the machine learning. You go to any recommendations, you go to a Netflix, now it's an OTT platform, it's an OTT era. If I go to Netflix, how does Netflix understand this is just the genre I'm trying to watch? If I'm trying to watch in genre of Sherlock, maybe I'm interested in mystery, it will always try to show me something which is mysterious on my screen. How it understands there's an algorithm that has been built by solution engineering data engineer that gives you the recommendation. Now, every time I'll tell you when I'm eating my lunch or dinner, I have this sometimes a bad habit of watching some comedy serials. Comedy serials. Now, what happened is that when I try to search something, right, when I try to watch something comedy, that only serials appears in front of my screen. You're getting different episodes or something related to the same genre, which is a comedy one. How it understood because this Google has understand this guy is interested more into the comedy. If I try to show him something crime, or if I try to something like fairy tales kind of a thing, he will never come back. That is what because this big giant companies, the shark of these companies, they want to maintain the database. They want to retain their database. This is what I said in the previous. If you have noticed that companies would try to focus upon retaining the employees. So how? This is what you do with the help of data engineering. What companies are trying to retain the database with the help of our algorithm, that how can we understand that what customer is interested in without knowing or without seeing that customer, right? Getting my point. So a lot of examples. You talk about self-driven cars. You talk about the face recognition. There's one latest mobile. You can see. I forgot what is that mobile called. I guess it's the Samsung one. What happened is that what is shown in this advertisement, I'll tell you, this is called an image recognition. It's a very good application. What happened is that in this advertisement, I'll tell you, there's a couple who's sitting on a couch and they're watching something, right? And they're watching and there's a dog or beside it. And this guy sees there's a no, he watches this movie, and then movie he comes across of some what is called arches. Arches like a kind of a thing, right, which is that can be kept in the house. And he finds it very interesting. He thinks that this is something very interesting, and I need to buy it. Now what happened is that he doesn't know the name. That just like I don't know the name, right? If I'm trying to search something, what he does is that he circles out that image, he clicks that image, and he pastes it into Google. And Google tells it what this item is, what you're looking for, where you can buy this item, what is the price. What is this? This is nothing but an image recognition that Google now just doesn't understand the text. It also understands the images, and on the basis of images, it gives an output. This has been implemented. You can just have a look at that advertisement. I forgot that advertisement, or else I could have shown that advertisement, but it appears on the YouTube all a lot of time. If you guys remember, you can just help me out and recalling that advertisement. It's a phone of Samsung, I guess. These guys are watching this picture. They pause this picture, the movie, and they just circle it with that stick, and they paste that in Google, and Google gives that output. Okay, this is what this name called. It's called as a poodle or something, and you'll find this into some shop, and this is the price. So I was very surprised that see how the things are improving. You not think that 10 years ago we can just identify some items on the internet by showing them the pictures. We thought that we can just type in and we can just find the results out of it. This is what the things are. And I could tell you, and I can bet you, even if you will laugh at me, it's not a problem. But by next decade, that is by 2040, you will be seeing the cars flying in the air. So aeroplane will not be the only object that will be flying in the air. I guarantee you, because I'm working with such a kind of thing in the industry now. I see, I hear the people, and that is what they're building. But they are not being shown to the people, the commoners or people in the world, because people just laugh at those kind of ideas unless and until they don't see the reality, right? So that is the need, that is the problem with the humans. So by next year, if you see the cars flying in the air, you should not be surprised. Like, how can cars be driven in the sky? It can fly in the air. If aeroplane can fly, well, then why can't the cars? Right. The only thing is that you need to understand the aerodynamics, right? But with that, you need to do a machine learning, right? If cars can be driven without a driver, why can't cars fly in the air? You need to ask yourself a question. This is a question thing, right? But for that, all you need is an coding. For that, you need is an engineering on the data. Clear? See, brands using data science are nothing but in real life. This is the automobile sector, e-commerce, and entertainment. Clear? Now you might ask, like, the very important question, which I'm always interested in: what is the salary, sir? What salary will you get? Tell me, what are the salaries that you'll pay? The salary for data science is like growing. You can see on the screen that data scientists receive, it's like a beginner, if an year or 2 years of experience, maybe even a year, or you can fresher, you can say it's like around 9 lakh per year. So data engineers are receiving, and if you talk about the other sectors, you might receive half of the salary. But data science is such an emerging and evolving field that you can see a good one. So if I'm just show something, right, what is machine learning, right? Machine learning is what? Machine learning is the science of getting computers to learn and act like humans do. So that is what, like, how this I was talking about, like how these cars have been driven. That Tesla is implementing the self-driven car. This is what they're trying to understand, that how cars be driven, that how humans drive that thing. So that way only this would be driven. The cars would be driven. There is one a good uh, cafe in US, I guess what the place is. It's recently opened, where this all the those waiters, that the people who are working over there, except those managers and few of the humans, entire shop is run by the machines. It's entirely running by the robots. Robots are the one who are taking the orders from the customers. They are going inside. There's a chef who prepares that all the dishes. Then the computers take the dishes from there, the robots, the programs. So they take the dishes from there, they come back to the table, they serve the customers, and this, etc. It's I forgot the name. So that is what happening. Machines are going to replace in upcoming like 15, 20 years. And we would ask, like, so there would be recession. How can there be a recession? To build that models, to build that application, to build that software, humans are required. Computer cannot build a computer. It's not an Avenger movie, right? We saw in that Avenger movie part 2 that the robot is building another robot and is getting powerful. Iron Man is very good. It's in a picture, but at the end, we humans would definitely be required to build that application, to build that software, to build that artificial intelligence. Robots still cannot produce robots. Humans only produce humans. Robots still don't have that facility of producing the robots. Clear? I hope it is clear till here. Now I want to show you something beautiful that can be shown on the screen. So now you can see what that there's one syllabus, when you come to the syllabus, we are going to start from Python. That is the starting part, because when you want to get into this field of data science or data engineering, you need to know certain coding. Without a coding, you cannot be into the IT industry. Remember, tools come, tools go, things come, things go. But what is evergreen is the programming. And Python is the gold standard amongst all the programming languages as of now. It's at the peak of its success, or you can say that we don't know where now there's a certain phase in everyone's life that we call it, I'm at the golden period of my life. The same way Python is going through its best period of its life. It started in 1990 by this Dutch person who invented this language. So he started inventing from 90, and the completely model was built in 95. But it gained a popularity when this data engineering came into the market and it came to the pitch. And now what we are going to have is a Python language. You can see on the screen. If I try to compare, see if I first show something called as a Python. Is my screen visible? Right, because I'm not on the Zoom right now. I'm on this screen. I just want to know from your side if you can help me know that is my screen visible to you or not. I would be very thankful if you can just unmute yourself and let me know. Yes, no, no,
Yeah,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So I'll say Python, and India is my country. I love my Indians, or that is what pledge. So this is what Python. So look at it. When I say Python, when I say see here from you can say criteria, and I believe on the whatever the data is with to be true and validate one, right? I don't give any false kind of commitment. There is something called the Google Trends. You go to Google Trends and type what is happening in the market. Right? It's like a stock market. So you keep an eye on the market. When I say India and I choose this duration, I make it past 5 years because I need to have a record of past 5 years. And if I search, you can see the graph, which is eventually growing up and up. So if I had invested like 25,000, you can see it's in the multiples of, no, it's in the proportion of 25s. If I had invested something like 25,000 in 2019, look at it, 2019. Remove this gap of 2020 and 2001 because there was a COVID, right? There's an epidemic, called as an Corona, a lot of people lost their life. So the business was shut, the things were not running, nothing was working. So remove that phase. So you can see that within 2 years, 2020 and 20, so 22, 23, 24 just begun. You can see there's a 4 times growth. So the things from 25% has switched to 100%. So you can see how growth it has received. So imagine how quickly it has reached to its peak and it is growing. So you need to understand that is what the data science with Python, which you had seen in advertisement with Python is what they're going to use a programming language. If you want to build software, even you want to build a robots, machines, etc., you need to know coding, right? For that, you need a programming language. If you talk about Zoom application, I'm using a Zoom application. It's not built without a programming language. You'll not see any application without programming language. I don't believe, I have not seen, I would say, I have an experience of a decade, but I've never seen an application without a programming language. It will require, if not programming, it will require scripting language, but it will require language. It will not be built on a business intelligence tool. Okay. And if I try to compare something with like a very traditional way of coding is like a Java or something, let's see. If I say Java, let's have a comparison. See. Look at it. Python has grown so much, and look at this Java. Java has been dropping now. Look at it. Here, look at it. Now it's a golden period, as I said. Now here the Python has been taken, overtaken this Java since here. So look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Everywhere you can see on the scale 75, 78, 70. You can see the scale is going up and up. That means what? We are at the right time to implement Python. And we are going to do Python because it's the easiest language. Even you spend a month into this course, I guarantee you'll be a very good coder in the Python. And now after Python, what we are going to
Excuse
have
me. Excuse me, sir. Sir, your screen is not changing. It is continuously only showing what is machine learning slide.
that is what, okay, thank you. Because I don't know what is there on the screen. Okay, thank you. So look at it now. If I remove this, if I see Python, look at it. You can see how it is growing quickly. Okay. If I try to compare some with like Java or something, you can see. the trains. See, look at it here. Look at it. Blue is nothing but Python. You can see over here. It's a dot, and in the red, it's Java. You can see the comparison. You will never see it on the scale. Also, you can see 70, 80 Python. So there's nothing but a percentage in the scaling of 0 to 100. Python is growing. So that is what I said. We are going to have a data science with Python. You can use data science. You can build machine learning with any of the programming language. You can even use C, C++, Java, Python, Perl, etc. But if you're working with that, you have a goal to join this course, right? That you might be making a thought. Why don't I choose something that will give me a boost in the career? Right? You're not here to become a research scientist. I want to, because sir, I am here attending your course because I am free for next 5 years and I have a very good financial background and I just want to spend my money in the research. That I want to build a rocket through data science. Then definitely you can learn Java also. But if you're having that, definitely you're joining that means what you're looking something for your professional part, for your growth, personal growth, future growth, professional growth. So you need to learn something that will give you that will open a door of opportunity for your career. That is what we are going to learn. We are going to do a hands-on experience through Python language. So everything we are going to go code into Python. Before that, I just want to know that I'll change your mindset. I would like to know an answer from your side. I'll ask you one question, right? When I say, I'll say this word, and you need to answer what comes to your mind. Okay, it will be a very like a rapid fire round. You should not consume a time. Whatever comes to your mind, firstly, you just answer it. You spill the beans of it. Okay, okay. Is it okay? Yes, no. At least say yes, no, no, yes. Okay. My God, I'm the only one who's putting a lot of energy. Looks like you're gonna digest my entire dinner in the session. Guys, you're there? Yes, no. No, yes, say something.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Python? Quickly. When I say Python, what comes to your mind?
Kind of complexity in coding,
Okay.
not having habit of doing coding.
Okay, great. What about the rest? What comes to your mind when I say the word called Python? Quickly, quickly. It's a rapid fire round. If it's like a snake that comes to your mind, so that is what we are going to change the mindset. So next time when it comes to a word called as a Python, so every time we to say it's a programming language. If you try to change your mindset that when I'm hearing the word called Python, it should be a programming language, then and then only you're going to work into that direction of becoming a data scientist or data engineer or programming analyst or solution engineer, whatever the post you're going to be, which is equal to data scientist. Okay, now that is what you're going to know. So we are going to start with Python, then moving after the Python, then we are going to switch to a database language immediately. It is what is a it's a SQL structured query language where we will learn something related to database. Further moving to it, we are going to learn some Excel part. We are going to work on set data sets of Excel. In data set, we are going to learn from core to advanced. Right? In the core, we can say how to use we add some formulas to do some exploratory data analysis. And in the advanced part, we can say how to use a fetch lookup or VLOOKUP. If you are known to this word terms, it's okay. If not, just hear it from me for the first time. This is an advanced part that how do you perform some no, you put some criteria. It's a filtration thing that you do on the data sets. And then we are going to move with some libraries, right? For the EDA part, the libraries like NumPy, Pandas, which are used for the statistical performance that is required for scaling. Now you might ask if you think like why NumPy or Pandas used for. I need to know from your side what is the language that computer understand. This is the language that computer understand. Which language does computer understand?
Machine language.
Machine language. And what is machine language? It's in the form of zeros and ones. It's a machine code, right? So if you try to give an input like saying like, hi world, hello, welcome to data science programming, it will not understand. It will throw an error because machines still have not understood the text language or the English language. maybe in future, you become a very great scientist, you might invent machine codes. And if you invent, you just give me some discount, I'll buy. Okay. But as of now, we don't have any machines that understand anything apart from machine code that is 0 and 1. So if you try to input something that you do not take, so that scaling point, that how to convert that into the digits, that how do you scale? We are going to learn through the help of numpys and pandas and visualization tools called as a matplot and see. But not to worry if you're not visible over here. Definitely, one of the colleague will definitely reach up to you and will share the syllabus. I'm just giving an overview. Python is there. From if you're new to this programming language, like even if you don't know ABCD of the Python language, still I'll teach you from the ABCD of the Python. And if you know, still learn from ABCD, because see, everyone doesn't have the same kind of a learning. Right? If my mother didn't teach me ABCD and she sent me to school directly, and if my mother taught my sister ABCD and she sent school, but teachers didn't make a differentiation that okay, so Ram, you learned, you didn't learn, so that is your mistake, and your sister learned ABCD before coming to the school. So she didn't that teacher didn't differentiate the students in the junior KG who came to school that junior KG by learning by themselves and who didn't. She taught on the same level. In the same case, what I'm trying to tell you, the bottom line is that you know it's an advantage. If you don't know, we are going to learn from the scratch. That is ABCD of the Python, like 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. And then we are going to move ahead. And after completion of very important topics, we are going to have an assignments which you have to do. We have a capstone project. We'll have a 2 real capstone project in the middle of the Python, and then at the end of the Python. And in SQL also we'll have a project or one project after completion of SQL. As Excel, we'll try to work on the data side so that you'll understand. And then we'll move to this NumPy and Pandas library. But remember, after completion of every topic, no matter which subject we are learning, which topic we are learning, after completion of every important topics, we are going to have an assignment, and you need to do that assignment so that me, the trainer, can have a track that if you're whatever has been taught to you, you're able to learn, you're able to grow. And if you're not able to grow, what I'll do is that I'll have a consulting with you that where is the point, what is the problem that you're not able to grow and you're not able to understand, so that the consulting can be done. And then I will help to resolve your queries, because then if you're trying to invest your time, money can be earned at any point. If you're trying to invest your time to learn something new for your own benefit, definitely I'll make sure that it's worth it $1 billion. Right? So that your worth, whatever the investment has been done, I'm talking from energy and monetary point. So both should not be in vain. It should have a result. It should be having an outcome. Great. And then we'll move to this machine learning, that is the artificial intelligence and machine learning. And here a business BI tool, which is used for the data analytics, for the data analytics part. So we are going to use Power BI. Why Power BI? I'll tell you. Let me remove this term. Look at the Power BI scrap. Okay. Now it started in 2009. I have taken 5 years. That is why it is showing 2009. If you look at it from 2022 as well, if it started at 50 range and it is going up and up. So the Power BI, Microsoft Power BI, which is by Microsoft, has a huge demand for the visualization business tool. And if I try to compare with Tableau, which is by Google, so let's see how good it is performing. I hope my screen is visible. I just don't know because I'm on this Google, on this Chrome. So please, guys, from your side, you let me know if my screen is visible to you or not. Look at this Tableau. Red, I'll try to zoom it. I'll show you. See, Microsoft Power BI is in the blue one and Tableau is in the red. Can you just tell me which one among the two are growing quickly? Which among the two are growing? Those are used for the same one. Nothing differs. Tableau used for the preparing the reports and dashboards, and Tableau, Microsoft Power BI is also used for the same case. Just tell me the difference. Which one is growing in the market? Is it Tableau or is it Power BI? I hope my screen is visible.
The graph shows it's a Power BI.
then we'll learn Power BI. If it shows Power BI, then we'll learn Power BI. That's it. Done and dusted. Because if you're trying something, you do something that will definitely open the doors, and not just doors, windows, everything that will give you growth. Then that is what the intent is. Nothing apart from this should be a goal. That whatever I am learning, it should be giving me a spike in my career. That's it. Clear? So no more questions for Power BI. You're understanding because that is what is in the market. I'm going to train you and teach you on this training. It's not that done understand and this training. I'm saying that whatever is in the market, we'll learn from that perspective. Got it? Clear? Now this is what we are going to learn, and then we're going to move with the last part, that is the data science. So this is how we are going to divide into 4 parts. One is Python, then SQL, then data analytics. Data analyst is a post, and then moving into the last part is the data science. Clear? Okay. So that's it. All from my side. Over and out. I should just like to hear from the audience now. I hope whatever I try to explain you guys is crystal clear. Now I would like to hear from you that you got any questions from your side. Okay, I would like to hear from your side. I just have one question from your side. If you guys one by one, I mean, no, just before we could wrap up for the session, I would like to know from your side that what education you're and you're working or your agenda of learning this course is. Can you just help me, one by one quickly? Yes, few of them were speaking and now they are not speaking. Now they're eating behind the screens. Now they said, sir, it's our dinner time. Yes, eating. We don't speak while eating. Yes, if you guys can unmute. So this is what I said at the beginning. We need to be interactive. I hope I'm trying to make it interactive, but please unmute yourself and tell me. Unless until I don't know your agenda, how can I help you out? Is it like someone is going to unmute himself or herself? All right.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself.
Yes,
Hello everyone. My name is Ranjana. Yeah, I'm looking forward to do some data science course. That's why I've joined this session. My question is how long, what would the duration of this course?
that's a very good question. First of all, thank you to unmute yourself and to speak. The duration would be around 4 months. It would be a weekday class and duration would be 4 months.
Do we have class every day?
Yes. Firstly, why didn't I had on Friday and Saturday? Because after Saturday and Sunday, because after Sunday you directly come and have a connection on Saturday. So within that we'll have a gap. So I don't want the gap to be there. Then few of them might come, few might not come. So that is what I don't want. It has to be consistency every day. So we'll have a weekday class as of now.
I'm sorry to say, but you are not clearly audible to me. What I'm able to understand, we have class 5 days, Monday to Friday. We would be having class.
Yes, that is what on weekdays. Monday to
on
Friday.
Weekdays.
Weekdays.
Yeah. Okay. So
yes,
for this
weekdays. Monday to Friday, weekdays.
Yeah. Got it. So for this 4 months, we would be learning some projects, or we would be learning like theories and everything?
No. Very good question. I see methodology. My methodology is I'll do it practically and I'll show you. I'll not believe in conceptual part. We'll do it because IT is such a subject. You need to do it programmatically. You have to eat. You have to get some errors. Then you need to debug that errors and then get an output. So I'll be showing you practically. Moreover, somewhere it's necessary conceptual. We'll do that. But my methodology is different. I believe in practical things. If I ask you to tell you something, and if you don't able to generate an output, because see, when you do practical, it's a different thing. When you enter into the ocean, then you understand if you are able to swim or not.
Okay. So, whatever the we are getting the material like the video lectures and all, it would be
Huh.
stay with us, and or I mean, like if I want to watch the lectures happen on the
Record.
last month, can I see that?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes. So we have our portal. So we upload every class in our portal. So once you register with us, we'll share that link. So after that,
Okay,
you
sir.
will able to that access those videos up to 1 year.
1 year time. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Apart from Rishti, do we have a few more candidates with that? Those are left.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my name is Ranjana. Actually, I have audibility is not very clear to me, so I changed my device. So yeah, please mark my name as a Ranjana.
Okay, no
Prishti
problem.
is my daughter's name. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Apart from Rishti, Radhika is there, Hazel is there, Chetan is there, and Uma is there. So guys, what about you? Any questions? Okay. Looks like no questions. All right then.
No, sir.
Huh? Yeah, hi, tell me. I didn't understand what you said. Can you just okay. Okay, fine then, I guess. We don't have any questions.
Yeah, I think we're good to close. Thank you, sir. Thank
right.
you all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Have a good time ahead. Bye-bye.